Jamie, switch your camera on.
I am on. I've got booted out the call. Here I am.
Yay! Here he
Looking
is.
forward to just being a dynamic voice for the day.
Welcome, everyone. Apologies for the slightly awkward start. Technical issues happened just as we went live. Literally, like, 20 seconds before I hit the button, Chip's camera just decided to give up the ghost. But we're fine. We're here. We've got all the peoples with me. Let's do a whip around. Everyone say hi. Let's start with... I don't know. Let's go with Jamie. What's up with you? How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Just
Life.
I'm out.
Just.
Yeah.
I like it.
Life is happening. I can feel that. Next is Joe. How's it going? How you doing?
The enthusiasm tonight is wonderful.
I know, right? Need some energy. Well, that's all we're getting from Wise Words of Joe. Fuck you.
I'm keeping it short, man.
Okay, Johnny, how's yourself?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, looking forward to this.
It's gonna be fun.
Technically, Finbar, this is your fault. You've created a sense of foreboding by telling us that we're going to get screwed.
Yes, I have told both Johnny and Jamie the terrible things that are about to happen to them. But to be fair, I didn't screw you guys.
You haven't told me the terrible things that are going to happen.
Chat has screwed you guys.
You
To be
just
fair,
told
me
us
and
the
Chip
terrible
did
things
request
that
more
are
dragons.
Finally, Chip, say hello to the stream.
Hi!
Oh dear God, what the hell is happening with your Skype?
I'm literally like shitting.
I can't even hear you. Ugh.
What's going on? Is it me? I'm like,
I don't think it's you. I think it's Skype being sorted levels of terrible. Because, you know,
oh,
Skype.
guys, how?
Let me have a think. How can we fix this really quickly?
Put a picture of Steven's face over.
Yeah, I'll go grab a picture of Steven's face somewhere quickly. But okay, we'll go for a bit and hopefully it will sort itself out, as Skype sometimes just tends to do. Right. So everybody, week 2 of the Snowocalypse, the second session. Does anyone want to give me a recap? By which I mean you guys give me a recap of the first session and what happened during it.
Well, we went on an expedition. Me and
Stein.
oh crap! It's Stein. Thank you. So close. Me and Stein went out on an expedition to find, because we've been told to. Basically, we found a door in a vault, Barclays PLC. We opened it. There were lots of plants inside. Went out. There was a wolf there. It bit me. I jumped in the car, kicked out the passenger because he was being a pansy and didn't shoot the damn wolf. Then we chased down the wolf, ran it over, and Stein did some weird, freaky shit to it. And then I can't remember what we learnt.
Does Stein remember what he learnt from the brain of the wolf?
Yeah, basically, I experienced like a connection of a humankind against human qualities to this wolf, and I saw a door with the word Wintertude or Wintermute.
Wintermute.
Wintermute just printed across it, and then everything just snapped out.
Cool. Right, so what happened with Midnight and Tudor? What did you guys get up to?
Judah went and met
Tudor, you're going to have to carry this one for a little while while Chip's internet stops shitting itself.
We went for a meal at the mayor's house, and he threatened me because he's like a horrible person and stuff. He wanted me to try and get the
Dare you
sheriff
say such things
to
about Cecil? That's practically treason.
be put on my council, but fortunately, despite my horrific rolling, Chip managed to convince him to let her be his mole on the council, despite the fact that she's already on the council, unbeknown to him.
Yeah.
Then we went back to the pub, because during the meeting, my associate, Jack, the blacksmith, Greg, Welder, something or other, got very angsty. And so we went to the pub, met the people, and then a guy was having nightmare troubles, so we did some weird shit. We made a circle.
You took him to your mind palace.
Took him to the dream world, and we kind of built him some armor, and Chip got some sludge on her from some weird psychic entity. It was all very exciting.
Cool.
Crazy.
Right, so with that out of my brain,
Yep.
in the session, at the beginning of every session, we undo the previously done highlights, which probably isn't going to work very well due to the current bugs in the system, but we're going to try, and each of you we highlight 2 stats, the first of which normally would be selected by me, but currently has been selected by members of the chat, glorious as they are.
Oh dear.
I know, right? So, first of all, Midnight, you get to highlight your sharp. So undo the current checks you have and highlight your sharp.
I can try, but it'll do my internet. Unhighlight. Wait, what? Unhighlight.
If you have sharp highlighted, just keep it. Just the little tick next to sharp. I think yours is actually. Also, stop trying to load the stream. It will slow down your internet. Just turn off everything that isn't this Skype call and roll 20. But yeah, you highlight sharp. Tudor, as is good for you. You get to highlight your weird.
Already done.
And then both Lux and Stein, because the chat hates you, you get to highlight your hard.
Great.
So,
You get
fuck
so
you, chat.
Thanks,
Thank
chat.
you.
Diddle-diddle-do. Let's. I keep hearing like scratchy noises from Chip's mic. So we're gonna boot Chip quickly, and then we're gonna reload her. I'm gonna hope it all goes well. So I'm gonna hang up on Chip, and then how do I just? Hopefully she'll
I can
just reach
still
out.
hear all the whispery noises.
Yeah. Whose mic is doing that? Oh my god! Chip looks like not dead. Holy shit. Chip, speak!
Yay!
Okay, that's good,
Hello.
but the scratchy noise is still there.
Sorry, that's just the quality of...
No, oh no,
No.
no. Who can't hear the scratching noises? Can you hear? Jamie, can you hear weird scratching noises?
Jamie?
No.
Okay. Try plugging in some headphones, see if that helps at all. Maybe you're getting some feedback on your mic. Right! Okay, we should actually start with the session. Unfortunately, technical difficulties are a bitch. I don't know, we have to just restart the stream. But no, it's gonna be fine! We're gonna power through them. So, we pick back up, I think. I'm just gonna talk over this for now. We pick back up with our 2 driving duos, returning from burying all the plants, playing around with time a little bit. Whoa!
Whoa!
Joe!
What did I do?
I don't know, but it's fine.
What happened?
Just there was suddenly a loud burst of static. But it seems to have solved the scratching noise. It's fantastic. Yeah, so we
So it
return...
was Joe all along.
You bastard. Okay, so we return as you guys return from your expedition, the final run. And you've got Dremmer and Barker sitting in the back of the McCrae-mobile, shivering. You 2 are up front. No music this time because you're in the wrong car. Unless you literally transport the entire stereo after you welded the metal plate to the front of it.
No, we can't do this.
Yeah. So you guys are doing your final run. You return to like kind of the upper floor of Cecil Road, which is like this big kind of old shopping center. Like obviously all like wrecked nowadays into like an evacuation, like the shelter is built into like an evacuation center that has been expanded throughout since Cecil and that lot arrived here. So you kind of roll into like the kind of atrium of this place. Like you get waved over by one of the gate guys, and he kind of goes, like, has seen you go in now, and he waves you over. You pull into like the big cargo lift and get lowered down to the first subterranean floor of Cecil Road, where like vehicles get parked and stuff like that. Then it's slightly warmer than leaving it upstairs in that shell of a building. Yeah, and as you 2 are kind of unloading the last few bits of like random tech and stuff like that, like I think Stein is probably cradling this big, massive super future engine that he's got that you guys found that was keeping all the machinery in that vault alive.
Yeah.
And the last few bits and pieces, like I think Barker and Dremmer are both carrying like huge trays of plants.
And
Yeah.
Quick question.
Tell me what you think about me.
No.
Go for it.
How has any of my harm healed from the previous episode?
Yes, it has. You have lost the 6 harm because you just kind of
Yep.
the bruises have gone away.
Yeah.
But the slight issue is that if you uncheck that and then close the sheet and reopen the sheet, you'll lose the checks because there's some bug in the Roll20 sheets. Don't worry about it for now. I know you don't have that harm.
Yes. Okay.
Don't
Okay.
we need to do the second highlighted stat?
Oh,
Yes,
second
we
highlight
do.
stats. Sorry, my bad. Yes, so you guys are pulling into this big floor filled with cars and stuff, kind of like a layer of a multi-story car park. And obviously, like there's the corner. I think this is probably where your office is up. You pull into your corner, and as you're unloading, we flip over to us back here. Who has the highest HX with Stein?
I've got +2.
+2,
Big fat 0.
0. I think Midnight might have +2 as well. Stein, yeah.
0.
0. Okay, Tudor, pick a stat for Stein.
Weird.
Weird. Okay, so you have your hard and your weird, Stein. Next is...
Both highlighted.
Yeah, tick both of those. Actually, I should really make notes because I know you guys are going to lose them because of the stupid way these character sheets work at the moment. Too many random bits of paper. Okay, next. That went well. Next, we will go with Midnight. Who has the highest HX with Midnight?
Big fat 0 again.
The Chiver's doesn't know people very
Just
well.
+1.
+1. Stein?
0.
Oh yeah, because you're in love with her, so that means you don't actually understand her. So Tudor, pick a stat for Midnight.
Hot.
Hot. Oh, aren't they so nice to you? Chat has the right idea. They're not very nice to you people, making you do things you aren't necessarily comfortable with. So Midnight has sharp and hot. Stein has hard and weird. Weird guns. I love it.
Am I highlighting hot now?
Yeah, you should highlight hot. So I think your highlights are exactly the same as last session. But basically, yeah, you're encouraged to play in a seductive and manipulative and forward-thinking way.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay, next. Lux. Who has the best HX with Lux?
+3.
+3. Yeah, I think that's probably going to
Plus
be
Yeah.
3.
Yep, okay.
Jamie was +3 there.
Oh, Jamie has +3. Well, Jamie has... so,
Everyone knows Lux so well.
yeah,
It's
it's because
wonderful.
you're kind of loud and brash. Okay, we'll have a Stein pick a stat because Tudor's already done one. So,
We're going to go with sharp.
aren't you nice?
Oh, you guys are so lovely. I love you all.
So Lux has hard and sharp. And then finally, who has the best HX with Tudor? I think it's Midnight.
I have +1.
What's your HX with Tudor? Midnight?
Minus.
Oh, -1. Shit.
Sorry, I'm laggy still. Peter, I'm +2.
Okay. So Tudor had... Well, yeah, pick a stat for Tudor, dearie.
Hard.
Sorry?
Hard.
Hard. God, this is the most violent session. More weird guns. Weird guns everywhere.
I'm gonna need my tank, I
Oh.
think.
I need to roll as well.
Oh yes, we also need to have you roll. We actually can do that. There's a point we can do that when we actually get back to you.
Okay, cool.
I will just, briefly, while chat wants to see these stats, so I will pop open Lux's character sheet. You can see these highlights here. Hard and sharp, which means every time he rolls his highlighted stat, he gains 1 XP. When he gains 5 XP, he gets an improvement from this long-ass list. So, this is what I want you guys to vote on, is basically, whichever stat you highlight, you encourage them to roll it, and roll the moves related to it, which means you can encourage them to do certain kinds of things. And that's, it's fun to have your input. So there will be another one of these going up, another survey and set of polls going up at the end of this stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the description below. Go there, do the straw polls, change the fate of our characters, and such. Yeah, as Jamie's very intense stare says. Right, so, yeah. We've pulled up to the courier company. What's the name of your, little company that, again, Lux?
I don't think if we actually ever came up with a name for the company.
McRae's
But-
Courier Limited.
Yeah.
Sounds very official in the day of the apocalypse.
Yeah, no. But my dad was always very official, and it's run by my uncle now because my dad has gone to set up another franchise in another town.
I don't think we may not have touched on this on air. So what is it exactly that you and your family do, Lux?
My family are like very much an established kind of courier business. Like you need to get a package from this town across the wasteland of frozen wastes. Bit of tautology there, but then like we're the people to get it done. And like it's been handed down for a couple of generations. And so my dad's recently gone to travel to another place to set up a franchise there. But I'm a bit bummed out because it's been given to my uncle to look after rather than me.
Fair enough.
And I've kind of been left to do like simple outrider stuff with.
Yeah, you're kind of slightly isolated, and probably this is where Tudor just kind of snapped you up into his court, has made you feel special again.
Yeah.
You've also got some lovely hair bunching going on at the top under your
thanks.
headphones. Cool. So yeah, you guys are unloading, and like so yeah, I think what's the name of your uncle then?
Name of my uncle, I have this written down somewhere.
Because I think.
Give me a second.
No, Jamie, they didn't vote hot for you. They voted hard for you.
Why is highlighted?
Huh?
Why is hot highlighted on my character sheet then?
I don't.
Because I didn't highlight it. Oh no, it's unhighlighted. Damn your character sheet, you're being weird.
Yeah, just keep it open and it will stay right. I also have the stats that you guys have highlighted this session written down.
Cool. So just to confirm, I'm hard and weird.
Hard and weird. Yeah.
Oh, phrasing. Right, continue. Sorry, I've interrupted.
Yeah. Sorry. Lux, the name of your uncle, please.
It's Arpus. I've put it spelling into Roll20.
Arpus.
Yep.
So Arpus McRae.
Don't read that backwards.
Oh god. Anyway, so yeah, Arpus like comes out and is like kind of has been chatting with you each time you've made a stop all evening, and goes, "Is this the last of all this?" Like looks over at Stein, like really useful technology. You're not going out again?
Nah. It's all gone now. No thanks to these pathetic lugs.
Like, Dremel kind of looks a bit like, oh, just puts the thing down. I was useful. I told you.
You let a wolf bite me.
I couldn't see the wolf. What was I gonna do to a wolf? Okay.
Shoot him with your gun.
Yeah, he just kind of like mutters as he carries the plants off to like the service lift down to the floor that Stein's workshop is on. I was gonna go as well.
Remind me if that guy's name again. Sorry.
So you had Barker and you had Dremmer. So they're kind of two guys who do.
Dremmer, who I hate.
No, Barker was the one sitting in the car who didn't shoot anyone and just was like, nope. Dremmer was just the kind of simpleton who was just carrying stuff. Who just kind of came back to be like, guys, there's a thing you should see out in the waste.
Cool. Got it.
So, yeah, they start carrying stuff over to the service elevator to move it down into Stein's workshop, and Arpus goes, something that may interest you too. That weirdo in the rags, well, fancy rags, whatever, that you seem to like so much, Lux. He's down in the spigot at the moment, apparently doing miracles. But better yet, that girl you like's is there too.
Like, okay, he is the genuine thing, all right. And Midnight's lovely. Look,
I'm sure she is. You'd spend more than enough time pining after her. And it gives you that look of like the only like relation in a generation up can do of like, So when are you gonna come home with a girlfriend?
Feck off. And then I get into my my mini car again and go to Stein.
Yeah.
You coming to see Tudor?
Yeah, I may as well. I haven't seen Tudor in a while.
Yeah. I'm curious though, because by our HX round, we know that Stein is in love with Midnight. Like, and it's very much one-sided. So how does Stein feel when Lux is getting teased about his crush?
It's not a crush.
Her crush, sorry. Her crush.
It's not a crush.
She doesn't own you or anything.
Yeah.
Silently simmering.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so you guys, you head off. I hop in one of the elevators down to, like, I think so. It kind of goes. The structure of this city is like it's basically like almost a multi-story car park underground, but wider. Like, you have at the very top, you have basically a giant garage, and the next floor down is like where the kind of the richer people live or something like that, and with like that's where Cecil's house is, and the next floor down is kind of general residential district, which is probably where the Spigot's located. Then like the floors below that are generally industry and food growing and stuff like that. So yeah, you get one of these elevators and you go down a couple floors. It gets kind of darker. Like you get to this point of like the constant. Well, like a few skylights I think in the garage floor that like have to be swept of snow every day. But down here it is just lit by artificial lighting, so it kind of is constantly dusky and dim, and occasionally gets a little brighter when the daytime is on. But if you're one of the industrial workers and you don't leave this floor, like some of them have never seen sunlight like their entire life, quite possibly. But yeah, you get down here, and you find your way to the pub. I think we've just reached like maybe it's been half an hour since Tudor's miracle, where he everyone in this pub has experienced a mass hallucination or psychic event that has allowed them to see they were taken to this palace of fabulous wealth dreamt of only in the Golden Age, and saw him cloak a man in armor that protected him from some miasma, and it's all like, whoa, okay. And now everyone's reacting to that by, as you often do to the things you don't understand in life, by getting shit-faced. East Harrow's like in the middle of it all, like constantly like maybe there's some old like traditions left over from like parties. Almost you got like the chair thing from Jewish weddings, like has just stuck around for no reason, and he's just on there like dancing around. And yeah, it's a big party's happening. Rourke is still sitting in one end of the table, and like at this point he's just tossed aside his mug and just has like a bottle of something in front of him. He's been flashing his cash and decidedly keeping everyone away from him for this entire like evening. He doesn't really join in the frivolities, but he does join the drinking. So tell me, in the half hour since you were last here, what has Midnight and Tudor gotten up to? What are they currently doing as Lux and Stein arrive?
I don't know about you, but I'm getting absolutely shit hammered.
Have we reached the point where the veneer of like aloofness and above thisness has kind of crumbled a bit, and you're like joining in the party now?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I've been messing around trying to convince everyone that I'm something, and doing the whole moody thing like we discussed in the last section. Yeah. And I've been trying to be like, oh my god, I don't want to be
so aloof.
Yeah. And that's like the whole camouflage that I've done, and now I'm just really bored of it, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I want to get drunk.
You're the Skinner. You're the life and soul of the party. So you bring it.
I'm gonna get off the table, I'm gonna dance.
I think literally there are like
care.
There's already been maybe 2 bar fights over who gets to dance with you next, stuff like that. Nothing too serious.
Completely.
Yeah. It's just what you expect. This is standard procedure.
It's just standard me getting absolutely drunk, kind of thing.
Yeah, having a good time. What about you, Tudor?
I'm having a few drinks.
I'm still gonna carry on.
But remaining in control.
What?
Yeah, you're staying calm, and just maybe Greg has sat down with you and is like, you're just chatting. He's not being businessy now, but he is just having a conversation. This is the point where I would like for you to roll fortune, and let's see how it goes.
Me?
Oh! So what does that get you? I know that gets you augury. They're not in want.
And I get a barter as well.
I should move over to the right overlay. Yes. Tudor rolled a 14, which is as high as you can roll?
No, you can get a 15.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you have 3 fortune?
Because he's just 3 weird.
Yeah, no, it's not based off weird. So don't actually roll the move.
Oh,
do that
I should press
You have
that.
to do custom.
It should be, so that should only be 13.
Yeah, but still, that's like higher than, like, that's higher than the maximum you can roll on 2d6, so it's a big success. Okay, so you gain 1 barter, and you have access to augury for the rest of this session, and your cult followers are all happy and dandy, and like, yeah, you've reconvinced the common people of how good it is to be a common person and a serf in service of the Grand Nation. And why are all the camera windows the wrong size on OBS? Yeah. So this is where
I've just seen it on stream. That's production value.
This looks so good.
I literally checked this before we went live. Son of a bitch. Okay.
It's lagging, and so.
Yeah.
This is where you say you don't want to receive, like, only have the size of the cameras in Roll20 to be names only.
That would be sensible. Let's go do that. Yeah. So So you guys walk in on this scene of you see like Midnight kind of at the center of attention, dancing around with everyone in the bar. You see Judah sitting over to the side with a couple people, like Greg sitting next to him as kind of a guardian angel. Like Lux, you've met Greg before because you've been to meetings at the court. Stein, you've met Greg before because he's the guy who comes to you when he needs new welding equipment and stuff like that. So yeah, and then the few other people who aren't participating in the frivolities as much. And you see, one of like Cecil's private security men, like slouched over in the corner, chugging away. Yeah. So, what do you guys do? Like, how does everyone react to all these things?
So this is when we're coming in, right?
Yeah, you guys have come in. The other two of you notice, Lux and Stein walk in.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna like sort of, and to fairly, probably everyone inside the bar hears us pull up, because it's like a handbrake turn, screeching. Well, I know. I was able to drive here, or what's happening?
This is probably on foot. In the town, it's quite difficult to. I mean, you probably could have a little like quad bike or something that's for transport, but it's nothing fancy.
Nah, never mind then.
Okay.
I only drive my cars.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just go, probably almost kick the door down a bit. It's a bit of a grand entrance. It's like, hey, Tudor, how you doing? I heard you pulled up some pretty good shit. So approach, like sort of sidle past Midnight and like sort of pinch her bum, wink at her a bit as I go past.
Tudor, or do you call him Your Majesty? As is his religious
I put
title.
Your Majesty. We go, how are you doing, Your Majesty? Looking good. I heard you're pulling some serious shit out today.
Yeah.
As he sort of wanders past, sort of like pinching, or like slightly fondling not Chip's ass. That would be highly inappropriate. Midnight's ass.
Yeah. Sidles through the dance ring up to the bar, pauses for a short grind, moves along.
Yeah. Well, it's not too long. Just
you know.
Hey, I'm here.
Enough that everyone kind of there's enough of an ooh in the crowd, like we're back to high school discos.
Yeah.
Cool.
So as Lux is doing this, I catch Tudor's eye and I just give him a nod and just head straight to the bar.
Yeah. You take the long route around the dance floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Approach Tudor. So, Your Majesty, what's the miracle from the horse's mouth, if you don't mind the saying?
Well, simply put, we protected a guy from the malign forces of the beyond by cloaking him in golden armor.
Golden armor? Damn, that's cool. You should put that on my cars. That would look awesome.
It's more of a mental armor.
That's less awesome.
It's a spiritual kind of deal.
But, yeah.
The shield of his faith protects him. Cool, yeah. So you guys are sitting down at the Tudor's table. Midnight, are you going to wander over to your current squeeze and your friend, or are you going to keep dancing?
No, I'm going to keep dancing until someone comes over and gives me a drink.
Fair enough. Okay, so I think that the party keeps going for a while. It gets a bit rowdier and larger. Like, some more of these fights break out over who gets to dance with Midnight. I mean, you don't have to even ask for a drink. Someone will be there in time as your glass reaches like a third empty. Joe, whatever you did that fixed your weird noises last time, if you could do it again, that'd be great. So, there we go.
Perfect.
So yeah, I think maybe it was like one of Stein or Lux walks up to the bar again to get like another round for like you guys. I don't know if you guys are just buying together. Yeah, Rourke. I think it's actually no, it's when Stein goes up to the bar next. Rourke like comes over and like leans over the bar next to him and goes, "So Stein, where have you been all night, eh?" And like gets straight up in your personal space, and you can smell like he's basically drinking like potato vodka, and you can smell it off his breath. Like this dude is wasted.
You know, as much as I love you being right up in my personal face, it's none of your fucking business.
I don't.
I just returned my drink, just completely uninterested in him.
Yeah, he's gonna like physically plant himself in your path back to the table, and like probably won't even like move back if you like, because you're smaller than this dude. And he just kind of goes, "Oh come on, you and that nice bit of ass Lux were off driving all over the place this evening, telling me you weren't getting up to anything fancy. Have you had a go in the back of that tank? I like that tank. It's a pretty car."
Phrasing.
Yeah, he's like, "What, you getting some then, huh?"
I'm silently simmering. I've noticed that Midnight is dancing around, and I'm just trying to keep my attention straight ahead of me, and this guy's starting to get on my nerves.
Okay.
So I down my drink, and I just give him a flat no. What do you want? What can I help you with?
Would you like to read a person?
Yes, I want
Okay.
to read this dude.
Okay, roll your sharp, then. You do not have sharp piloted, so you do not get XP. But you do get a 12. Nice. So, if you go to the handouts and open up the basic moves, you will see, when it loads me at least. So when you read a person in a charged interaction, you roll plus sharp. And plus you hold 3. You don't have to ask these all at once. You can ask 1 now, 2 later. You can ask all 3 of your questions now. But you can ask these at any point over the interaction with him. But yeah, you can ask any of those 5 questions there.
Wait, I'm trying to find it.
So if you go into the tab that has on the chat that has your character sheet in it.
Oh, it's on my character
sheet.
sheet.
No, it's not on your character sheet. It's like below the button you have to click to bring up your character sheet. There's the basic moves under handouts.
Shit. Basic moves.
Believe in you, buddy. You got this.
Sorry about this. Basic moves. Got it.
Yeah. And then
You have the technology.
when you zoom it in, it's basically right in the middle of the page when you read a person.
Solid. I can't believe I'm dealing with buffering mid-live stream.
It's the way of things.
Exactly.
I'm amazed that we've managed to go this long in a 5-person live stream with only this many
Okay.
technical difficulties.
Okay, so I've got them. When you read a person in charged interaction,
So
is your
have
character
3 questions of that list.
Okay. When it refers to your character, does it mean Stein or
Yeah,
this guy?
this means you are reading. So these are questions you can ask about Rourke. The thing is like these can also be used on other players. So if at any point one of you wants to read another player character, or indeed seduce or manipulate another player character, that you can do. All of these moves work on other players.
Okay.
Basically.
So
But yeah, you are currently reading Rourke.
Okay. I want to start with what does Rourke intend to do?
Rourke's a bully, basically, and I guess the feeling you're getting is that he's noticed the fact that, like, this is kind of where Lux is at home, in a big crowd of people, chatting shit about their adventures amongst their, like, friends from the court, friends, and, like, he's noticed that you... Maybe he's noticed a pining glance towards Midnight, or he's seen something, or, like, the awkward way you're skirting the dance floor, but he's identified you as, like, the person who's standing out. So he's, like, he's bullying you, basically. That's what he wants. He wants to make you uncomfortable and force a reaction.
Okay. So what exact reaction is he trying to get from me? I mean, what does he want me to do? Okay, what does Rourke wish I'd do?
I don't know. He wants to humiliate you, so he wants you to commit to something that you can't, like, follow through on. maybe you try and hit him and fail or something like that. But he's going for basic bullying tactics of, yeah, he wants you to try for something, and then he wants to shut you down and look big and important.
Okay, and
You don't have to ask these all at once, by the way. You can hold this and talk to him for a bit longer and ask another one. Just so you know.
okay, I will save my last question.
Cool.
So, where are we? We're just Rourke and I are just
Yeah, he's basically like planted himself. So like kind of to your right, you have like back into the dance floor. The big crowd around East Harrow and Midnight. I think like at this point, Midnight's maybe doing like maybe there's like one of these songs is like playing over the crackly old PA they've got in this place, like off some jukebox salvage from some like 50-year-old pub. I don't know what would be playing. I think it's Cotton Eye Joe is currently playing, and people are doing the like arms link and dancing around in circles, stuff like that. So you've got that on one side, and then the other side you've got like a maze of like tables that have been pushed over to the side to clear the floor. And yeah, he's planting himself right between you and your route back to your table. Yeah, that's the situation you're in. What do you do?
Okay. So I give up on the idea of making him to go away by just ignoring him. I say, what about you? What have I missed? I've only just got here. What's your evening entailed?
Oh, I've got a job to do. Part of Cecil Sec. Just looking after his woman, And he points towards Midnight. Her safety is very important to the boss man. And I'm just doing my civic duty to ensure that security is kept. I think at this exact point, someone like jumps in like wildly in the middle of the dance, bumps into him, and he like grabs the back of their head and just shoves them over. Just goes, "Get the fuck off me!" Trying to be a responsible person.
As that kind of happens, I sort of possibly turn to Tudor and just like,
Then if you want to jump in.
Walks, bunching up our crew.
Yeah, I mean, if any of you want to cut in at this point, so yeah, Tudor, like,
yeah,
that's what Luck says to you.
What do you think's going on? Hinting that he should read the situation.
I mean,
well, I don't know. It's just he's.
Yeah, I mean, there's like you can all see that like Rourke is posturing, like he's bigged himself. He's planted himself very specifically, a little bit too close and a little bit up in Stein's face. Yeah, and
right,
so
so
then he just shoved this dude over, who's like stumbled halfway across the bar, like into a few other people who like turn, like glare at Rourke, and then go back to their like.
Yeah, exactly. I sort of look at you. You don't seem to do anything. Tudor didn't seem to do anything immediately.
Yeah.
Tudor
observes.
So Lux just stands up and say, "Oi! I ain't how you treat the people, or I ain't how you treat the people," and sort of get up all in his face and
Rourke
sort of
like
going aggro on him.
Oh, okay. So you're going aggro.
Would anyone like to back me up right now, please? Because I have no modifier on this.
So tell me exactly what you want here. So going aggro. So when you go aggro on someone, you roll plus hard. So you want him to what?
To basically apologize, like to back down.
Apologize and back down. So
yeah, or get punched.
So
like, it's only like get punched by a girl.
Yeah. So like I think at this point Lux yells loudly enough. She's got a voice that again can carry over car engines and stuff like that. So yeah, you kind of maybe a few dancers stop, and I think East Harrow. Like Midnight, you've maybe noticed that East Harrow has been keeping his eye on Tudor's table all night. Like he's having a great time. He loves being the center of attention, but at the same time he's distracted. Like his savior is over in the corner of the room. And yeah, they like the kind of a few people like stop and stare at Rourke, and like the others are noticeably distracted. Yeah, so roll me that go aggro.
Yeah, does anyone want to assist me, or is it
you can roll first. You can roll first, and I can see whether assisting you will help.
I look past Rourke and say to Lux, "You should go back to your table whilst sort of preparing myself to move to assist if necessary."
Yeah, you've got a pincer thing going.
I don't need no help. It's I'm still covered in. I've still like got blood. These are blood-soaked clothes. I'm just like
like your shoulder is like bandaged pretty poorly up by like a field dressing, whatever, and like
Yeah.
you just like, hey, come on.
That ain't how we do things in the court, man. That
Yeah,
ain't how
so
we do
they have
things
to
in the court.
choose: force your hand and suck it up, or cave and do what you want. I think Rourke just kind of steps towards you and goes, and what are you going to do about it, huh, princess?
So yeah, punch him in the face.
Okay, yeah, you hit him. And his, like, head, like, I think his head just goes, dum. And the rest of his body stays completely stationary, and he turns back to you and goes, huh. Like, it seems like all I do this evening is get slapped around by ladies, hiding behind more powerful men. Tell me, where is your daddy now, Lux? That's right. He ran off.
Sorry.
Yeah? No, cut in.
Could I use my last read option now?
Absolutely.
How do I... so it's the last question. How do I make him stop living?
I mean...
To phrase it in the exactly, correct way.
How could I get your character to blank? I mean, the way you get his character to die is by pulling out your gun and shooting him in the back of the head.
So I don't get a specific answer considering I've used the correct way.
If you want, like murder is your own, like, that's how do I murder a person. Like, this is how you get him to take a course of action. Like,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
In which case, while Rourke's distracted and turning on Lux, I'm pissed off that he started on her, so I've drawn 2 knives in either hand, put my arms round his face, and positioned them just beside his eyes.
Okay. Yeah, that's another go aggro, so
yeah.
Give me that. Oh, by the way, mark XP, Lux. So yeah, roll go aggro for me. 9.
Stein. How do I roll go aggro? Just roll hard?
Yes, roll hard. Oh.
I can't help that.
Nope. Only one person can help, otherwise the 3 of you might be able to jump in and do something, but unfortunately only one person can help at a time. Joe, do your thing again, please.
What?
Yeah. So... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so... You roll that. Okay, let me look at the consequences of missing this.
So you fail to move your knives into a threatening
No,
position.
he basically, like, pulls this knife out, like, but he's a little drunk, goes to, like, bring it up to Rourke's neck, but Rourke is on guard now that he's already been punched. I think maybe gets there, like, and as your hand's going round, just, like, brings his meaty side of his, like, hand, like, into your wrist. You drop the knife, and he, like, I think he grabs you by the hair, like Stein. And yeah, like, holds you at, like, arm's length. So you're, like, squirming, and he just goes, "Alright, Miss Midnight. I think it's time that we head home to the boss man." And, like, the entire bar at this point is, like, stopped and staring at this event. And yeah. And he just goes, "Before," and then pulls out, like, a big-ass knife. "An accident happens."
Cool. I'm also going to pull my pistol.
Okay, yeah. The thing is, though, is that as soon as you go for your holster, like, he's
Yeah.
like, ah! Like, he's kind of got the upper hand here. So you can
Can I... Okay, I'm going to...
the other 2 of you can do anything at any time.
If I do my crowd thing, can I make everything stop and just go back to crazily partying?
Let's see your move again. No, sorry, not Stein. Shooter. Friends. When you speak truth to a mob, roll plus weird and 10 plus hold 3. I mean, yeah, you have to speak truth to this mob, so you have to get up and say something. But you can like, yeah, try and use your kind of, like, otherworldliness to get this bar cruising. Or, just have them tear him apart. That also works.
Okay, so I, at this point, clear my throat, slam my tankard down on the table,
Uh-huh.
sternly move over to where they are, and tell them that you are here, you know why you're here, this is not doing what you're here for, and I think you would agree that if something bad would happen to Stein, because you do know who Stein is, right? It would really not be in the best interests of everyone else.
At this point, I get up and I finish Rourke's drink for him and just look at
Well, I
him.
mean, at this point, he's still holding on to you. Like, he hasn't let
Yeah,
go
it's
yet.
still got you by the hair.
Yeah, so is that's more of a seduce manipulate, like, on specifically him. If you want to use your frenzy for this, you've got to speak to the crowd, and you've got to get the crowd, like, you've got to inspire this crowd of people who are scared of this big scary man.
So I then turn around to the crowd and go,
Yeah.
everyone here knows how important Stein is. I'm sure you guys wouldn't want anything to happen to her. Him.
Alright, I'll give you that. So roll me plus weird. Dun, 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 dun. Frenzy, 3. So you get to hold 3. And you can now... plus hold 3. So you can have the mob bring people forward and deliver them, bring forward all their precious things, unite and fight for you. There's about 25, 30 people in this room, so you can basically make a medium-sized gang here against one person, if that's what you want to do, and just have them literally rip him limb from limb. You can have them fall into an orgy of uninhibited emotion, fucking, lamenting, fighting, sharing, celebrating as you choose, or just go quietly back to their lives. And you can do 3 of these. So you can have them tear them apart, and then you can have it turn into an orgy, and then at the end of it you can just go, and now everyone just go home, if that's what you want.
Okay, I'm going to get them to form a gang and come forward in a menacing kind of, the pub starts to turn.
Yeah.
Crossed arms, all staring him down.
I think, like, as part of, like, this, like, if you go
Yeah.
closely, like, Lux is actually, like, staring down
Yeah.
Rourke and drawing the gun. It's like, go on.
Yeah.
And then I
Stab
also
him.
remind him that, as I have such good relations with your boss, I would truly hate if anything would happen to you. So I advise that you let Stein go
I mean, at this
and
point,
vacate the premises.
you've kind of, you've influenced the crowd, really. They're gonna fucking go for him. I think, at this point he notices, like, he's being crowded. So, somebody in the situation, I think either Lux or Tudor, has to go aggro. Not go aggro, seize by force. And you are, at this point, I think, like, basically they will follow the first member of the court who goes into action now. Like, the mood of the room has turned very straight, of, like, from a sort of scared feeling vibe to, like, no, we're gonna get this guy.
I'm
He's
just
going
saying, can Tudor seize by force using his gang? I'm fairly sure that is the way you
Yeah.
can.
down. I mean, that's the weapon. I think he still has to roll hard.
Yes, but like the gang takes harm rather than.
Can I not bring people forward and deliver them outside to the pub?
Oh yeah, no, you can have your gang just kind of like swarm him and then deliver him outside if you want to do that instead. Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah, forcefully throw him out.
Yeah, so the crowd like gathers around him and he like start to close in and like.
And they
pushes
steal
him.
his... Can they steal his stuff?
Let's have a
Oh,
look.
we can do that when we dump him on the road. We can just beat him up a bit and steal his stuff.
I mean, yeah, like they kind of like force him outside, or I think before they move him outside, like somebody like manages to sneak up behind him and just kicks him in the back of the leg, and he like falls, lets go of his hair, like goes to backhand this person, and like someone like grabs onto his arm, and like they're all like crowding him, and they just drag him forward to you, and they literally present Rourke to you. He's like kneeled in front of you, like glaring at you. And, like, all of the kind of playfulness of the bullying is gone. This is just like a man infuriated. If you want to just rip him apart at this point.
No, I just want to beat him up, steal his stuff, and send him back with his tail between his legs to his boss.
Okay. The issue is, I'll be honest with you, is that like you've made a mob, like an angry pitchfork and torches mob.
But I can make them go back at any point because I still have a third move.
You could, but then the party would be ruined. Yeah, so...
Or you
the
could just
thing-
make him turn into an orgy.
Yeah, the thing
And I'll
is
forget about it.
the thing is that like because you have to deal harm and like basically they all go for a kick, at which point he'll just die. Like he's already taken a harm for the fact he's like basically tanked like a fucking right hook to the jaw. I think also he took a slap from Midnight earlier in the evening. So
I think that was just a normal slap, though.
yeah, so like, at this point he's kind of already a bit bad, and like if you let this crowd, like you've basically you bred a wild dog and you're holding the leash, and if you let go for a second, if you run and pull him off, he's gonna rip this fucker's face off.
Okay.
I mean,
So essentially, he's on his knees outside. There's a gang behind me, and we're kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
I mean,
probably
like they're holding his arms, like they
Yeah.
pulled the knife away from him. They've like, they forced him to like kneel before you. It is very kind of medieval almost in that thing of they're restraining him very like, just with physical strength.
Yeah.
They pushed him down.
Lux is probably stood behind him, like literally with a pistol to the head.
Yeah, I imagine a few like knives and like
Yeah.
knuckle dusters and shit have come out across the room.
This
They're
man
very-
has insulted your court. He assaulted a man in your court. You are justified.
I think Greg next to you is like, this man is. Actually, no, Greg. Like looks at him, gives like crouches down right in front of him, and just like grins right in his face, like. Then turns around to you, goes, as much as I would love to leave this man dead in the gutter for what he said to insult Duchess Midnight and Duchess Lux. He kind of cocks his head. He is important to Cecil. We maybe cannot afford such negative emotion to fall on us at this time.
okay. So at this point, can I like demand he? So he's got no weapons at this point.
I think they've pulled his. You might want to search him, maybe. You've still got one of your hold left, Stein. So you can kind of search him and see. Like you can try and use one of your reads to see whether he's hiding any guns or knives or anything. They've taken his big like fucking Bowie knife thing off of him. Yeah. So maybe it's how could I get your character to disarm? I think is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
going to use it like that. How can I get Rourke to disarm?
Yeah, so you follow like the train of his gaze, and you or like his movements, see where it's awkward, and yeah, you just reach down and pull like a small like hand pistol. Like it doesn't have any shots, but it's fucking it's basically like almost a 3-shot magnum. It'll put a large hole in somebody. You've only got 3 holes. And you pull that like
Right.
out of his boot.
Can I attempt to pistol whip him with it?
I mean, you can hit him. Like you can just automatically hit him.
Yep, just pistol whip him and say, wouldn't want any accidents to happen now, would we?
Yeah, like you hear like a crunch in like the side of his face. Like you got like the bruise is already developing on this side where Lux punched him. You hit him in the other side. And you hear like a crunch as like some of the bones in his cheek and jaw like get powdered a touch, and he like
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
glares at
Sorry,
you.
Did I hurt you? Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake.
At this.
At this point, yeah. At
At
this
this-
point, Lux. Oh, sorry, go for it, Joe.
No, I was gonna say at this point I step in,
You're
kind of
reasserting control of the room.
assault control of the room. Get
Midnight, are you offering any like words of counsel here? I mean, you have Tudor's ear as his kind of both a member of his court and one of his trusted confidants. They've got one of the seniors of Cecil's private security, who has been staring at your tits all night, kneeling in front of Tudor. Yeah. And you know Rourke's bad news.
Oh,
But also Cecil's bad news and pissing him off is bad for you. Did you say anything?
I don't know. I kind of want to control the testosterone in the room, but at the same time...
I mean, I'll give you this read question for free. Tudor is in control of this room. Like, if anyone does anything he doesn't want to happen, he can sick half the gang on him. Like, he's got 30 people at his disposal right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm kind of leaning
So-
towards maybe...
If you want an outcome, talk to Tudor. Or try and talk, maybe Lux, or like both Lux and Stein now are both holding guns and are very close to this man. Like if you just want to make sure he doesn't get shot in the head accidentally, talk from those two.
Accidents happen.
I mean, even in just a mechanical thing, you have your seduce manipulate. You can just be like, hey, maybe you should put the gun down now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I love a good gunfight and all. Considering, like,
Gets you super hot.
considering I have like a classic pistol and everything, but
You've got a fucking flintlock pistol.
at the same time, it would put a bit of a downer on my drinking night if someone got killed.
Fair.
I'm not that far into the whole, like...
Cold-blooded murder?
Yeah, I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there.
Yeah.
So
what do you say? What do you do? And you can, like, try and influence a few of these people to escort Rourke home.
yeah,
That's clearly a safe choice.
yeah.
He'll definitely make it all the way.
Let's get Rourke out of there because I don't want a downer on my night.
Yeah, you know, you've got stuff to be getting on with.
Exactly. So, you know, let's just get the troublemaker out of there and then carry on having a good time.
Okay. So, what do you say? What does Midnight physically do before we roll some dice?
Midnight approaches Rourke and whispers rather seductively in his ear, I think this is neither the time nor the place to try and impress me. So why don't we take this outside for a minute?
We're already outside.
Oh no, I think this is literally in the bar. Like they didn't even wait. They like grabbed him and just forced him down in front of you, where you were standing on like a table. So yeah,
I thought we're outside.
You're still in this cramped condition. They're not willing to go outside. They might get done by sheriff's lawmen. Yeah, okay. I think you've got to. Like, Rourke kind of glares at you. The thing you have to convince is you have to convince either Tudor to release Rourke into your custody, or you have to convince the men I think that's your main route. Because, like, the men holding him are currently, like, listening to Tudor.
Okay, I go up to Tudor.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, you trust me enough to be on your council. You trust me enough to deal with some of the shit that goes on in this whole situation. Trust me enough to deal with Rourke before we do anything that we regret.
I just turn to Midnight and go, I would love you to deal with Rourke and remove him from this situation.
The implication here being that the gang, the 30 people, releases Rourke into the custody of your one friend. And, like, possibly your only friend. You've got a lot of followers. I don't know how many friends you have in this town. And, like, that is leaving an angry sociopath alone with... Like, maybe you just think that she's that capable, or I'm just curious, is that, like, where we're coming from here?
No, I'm like... I basically... My character wants him. As like we've showed him a lesson, just wants him to get back alive to his boss, so we don't get in any more shit. So I pretty much reckon Midnight can handle herself and deal with it in the most diplomatic way.
Okay, so you tell your men to release him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so the guys, like, shove him outside, and, yeah, like, clear a path for Midnight to walk out after him. Like, Greg just kind of stops you as you're about to walk out the door and goes, would you care for an escort, Duchess? Midnight.
No.
He kind of gives you a look of, like, Rourke is a dangerous man. Dangerous men, under the influence of alcohol, are not to be trusted.
I give him a look back that kind of says, look,
I'm just as dangerous.
I've killed more people than he has, alright? Psychologically rather than physically. So just
I have emotionally destroyed many a man. Yeah, I think you're going to have to manipulate Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna the doing our stuff. I'm gonna attempt to stop this. So work against this roll.
You're interfering. So you walk over and goes. So what do you just walk over and say like, I don't know, he should come with you.
Yeah, you should definitely
take Greg.
Take Greg.
Okay, so yeah. Midnight, roll, manipulate.
I roll plus hate checks.
And you roll plus hate checks to deal with the roll.
How do I roll manipulate?
So if you on your character sheet there is the hot bar. There's a little dice button next to it. Let's seduce manipulate.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
You miss horribly.
Yeah, that's a 3. Yeah, I think Greg kind of bowls over, like, is just like, will not take no for an answer, goes, I'm coming with you. This man is too dangerous for you to be on your own with him. appreciate that you are a capable woman, but this is Rourke we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes to walk out with you, and he kind of just turns to Lux and goes, "Are you coming along?"
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't letting this sly fucker out of my eyes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll take it as those three like exit the bar to go catch up with Rourke, and the rest of the pub like kind of the mob turns back to Stein. Sorry, not to Stein, to Tudor. To be like, what now? And we'll go to break. We'll come back second. So, hope we're having a good time. See you a little bit. I'm on mute Skype. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, you're so enthusiastic.
Bye.
Goddamn people. I hate you. I hate you all. Alrighty, Ruru, guys and girls. I hope you're having a good time. We will be back in about 5 minutes.